it's currently the night of Thanksgiving, and I'm stuck, dare I say. And I have another one tomorrow. It's with the same family, just Tony can finally make it. So I have a whole another day tomorrow. I'm not complaining because I love a pasta dinner. Tomorrow is also Black Friday. You know what that means? Horror stories, and the people are crazier than they were Thanksgiving. But this is the extreme part of the year where people actually get insane. Where the people that you thought were normal are actually really crazy. We're gonna get into the Tales from Retail subreddit. And I searched up Black Friday, so we're gonna get some Black Friday, I don't want to say horror stories, but they could be. I feel like Black Friday isn't what it is anymore because I do it all online, but isn't that Cyber Monday? So I don't know. I'm not going out, but like I said, I have a dinner. I think I've only gone out once, and I got this like bouncy chair that I was so happy that I went out like past midnight and got it because my parents were always like, no, we're not going out. It's too crazy. But apparently, I don't think it is because I think I have just like casually had to go out on Black Friday. It's probably the AM, and I'm never out during the AM. So the first story is, can't you just hold my spot while I go get the right ones? Not on Black Friday, lady. I worked at a toy store for a year and a half, and toward the end of my time there, the first year we were opening on Thanksgiving night at 10 p.m. instead of very early Friday morning. My shift started at 11 p.m. and it was packed. There was a line at the front door extending around the huge store. A cop had to check my work badge to let me in because they were technically at building capacity and only letting customers in when others came out. In short, it was an absolute madhouse. Why do I feel like this was Toys R Us? I waited my way to check in, and being one of the cashiers with the best numbers, I had been given the position of the breaker that night. Basically to hop from register to register and cover while others took their break. It made the night go quicker, I think, because I didn't have to stay in one place for very long. That's kind of a slay. I feel like that's best case scenario of where to be whenever you are on Black Friday. I don't know. I don't really know. I fortunately never dealt with retail customer service, just restaurant customer service, but that is a whole different thing. We don't have Black Friday people. I can't stress enough how packed the store was. I don't know if I had ever seen so many people in one place except I had a big concert. We had erected, boxed, big wheels around the store to force a line structure in the main aisles. What? And the line extended to the back of the store consistently for the first several hours of the sales. Thankfully, people seemed nicer than usual. I wasn't sure if it was a holiday spirit or just people being smart enough not to argue when they just wanted to get out of there. That's what I think. Like, when people get so mad about stuff like this, it's like, dude, we all just want out of here. We all want to be done. Like, can we just let go of this, please? I checked out people with carts full of toys, and people had just come to get one choice item, but nothing like hamster lady. Her cart was filled to the brim with these robotic hamster toys that whizzed around on the ground and were very popular at the time. Oh my god, Zuzu Pets! Zuzu Pet mention. Oh my god. I love Zuzu Pets. This was definitely a Toys R Us. Oh my god. I'm loving this story, even though it's probably gonna go crazy because of hamster lady. Me just wanting to get through it, didn't ask questions and started ringing her up. Hamster by hamster, putting them all in a big bag. This was me. The reason I did it hamster by hamster is because they weren't all the same item code. Because the different colors were different models with names. Oh my god, I love Zuzu Pets so much. I miss them so bad because I know what she's talking about. The gray, the orange, the brown, the black, the white. Like, there were so many fun Zuzu Pets. You had to be there. I don't remember their names. There was a sale on them that night. I figured that was why she was getting so many, but only a few of the names were on sale. About three of the... Is that a quarter? About 3/4 of the way through the cart, she looks up from her cell and says, "I'm so glad these are all on sale." My heart dropped. I knew I was about to have... Oh my god. Well, I feel like you had to assume she thought they were all on sale, because why else would she do that? I knew I was about to have a very unhappy customer on my hands. I said what I had to. "Ma'am, sorry to be the one to tell you, but only 4 kinds of the hamsters are on sale tonight." Her eyes got wide and she went red. She didn't believe me at first, and I had to point out the fine print on the ad to her. "Well, I only want the ones that are on sale, so you need to go through them and pick out the ones that aren't on sale." The customer behind her audibly groaned upon hearing that, as they should, because that's crazy. At this point, I'm thinking, girl, bye. Girl, bye. You're out of here. But there's a lot more. So I did. Oh my gosh. I went through the entire damn bag of cart of hamsters. It took a while. Too long when you give it that long of a line waiting. And yeah, I would be like, girl, we have to re-ring you up. I would be like, girl, organize yourself and then come back. And unbelievably enough, she hadn't grabbed a single one that was on sale. They may have even been all gone by the time she got to the display, for all I know. But her misreading the ad, which of course happens all the time, had led to this gigantic waste of time, and now I had to deal with it. I sucked it up. "Ma'am, sorry to say, but you don't have any of the hamsters that are on sale. These are all the full $7. I feel like that's not that bad for a robotic hamster in today's economy. She sighed, like I was so annoying and inconveniencing. "Well, fine then. Can't you hold my spot while I go get the right ones?" After all that time you took, girl. I looked at her in disbelief. Then to my right, where the line stretched back and left beyond my view, past the shelves, hundreds of people corralled by the wheel boxes. On a normal day, I'd let you do that, but I can't do that tonight, ma'am. There's just too many people in line waiting. I try to be nice, but still matter of fact. I expected her to maybe ask to see the manager, which would have been laughable on its own with how damn busy the store was. Instead, this is what I got. You're so stupid. You're just pathetic for working at this place. You know that? I can't believe I even came to a place like this, where they employ idiots like you. Girl, you're the one that misread the ad. I honestly don't remember thinking before I responded, well, ma'am, then I guess I could say the same about you shopping here. Boom. Mic drop. Roasted. Bye. Bye. What did she say? Thankfully, for my job, she just said, how dare you, I'm never shopping here again. She marched off with a huff and left me with a giant bag of robotic hamsters to put back on the shelves when the line died down. Oh, Zuzu Pets. All over Zuzu Pets. Come on. The customer behind her said, wow, some nice holiday spirit there, huh? I'm sure you're just so sad that she won't be coming back. We laughed about it, and that lady was awesome. Hamster lady was amazingly my only abuser that night. Not abuser. That's so crazy, but I'm so glad you ate her up. I just cannot believe when people don't get their way, how so quickly they just get to violent and mean, you know what I mean? How they're just like, all right, well, you're stupid. Why do you work here? Oh my gosh, well, girl, you're here at 1 a.m. Not reading the ad right. Like, what do you mean by that? That's what I would say. I would say, it's 1 a.m. You're here in your free time. I'm getting paid to be here. You're paying for these robotic hamsters. How old are you? Do you have a kid at home? Like, that's just so, I just hate when people. I'm so glad you ate her up, though. I'm glad you didn't let her get to you, because I probably would have just been like, okay. I probably would have started crying and walked off, honestly. But I'm so glad that she was your only issue that night, because I feel like that's what we hear for Black Friday. That's not too bad. I just want to know why she wanted the Zuzu Pet so damn bad. I wonder, I don't remember if they were like limited edition or anything, like if they were that rare, you know. This one sounds so just insane. Sweet revenge on a chocolate bar standoff. I can't even guess what this means. Some of these, they give you spoilers. This, no clue. This actually happened a couple of years ago. I was working on this big national department chain store, which I was hired for Black Friday, but stayed for the holiday. The company was trying to boost online sales, so every day they would do some sort of new discount if the customer bought online to pick up in real life. But they were always very confusing, and we, employees, spent more time explaining how the offer worked than actually selling the stuff. Damn. I wonder where this could be. Let's see. This man comes with his daughter around my age and stuffed shopping cart. I beeped every product and told the final price once I was done. Now, picture a man twice my height getting red by rage. You see, the price was not what he predicted. He elevated his voice, asking me about the offers and why it didn't work. I tried explaining how it worked, but he stopped me immediately and went like, if I ever hear another word from you, I swear. Which I didn't get at all. Whoa. It was absolutely not my fault or anyone's at the store, as everyone's there was following the company's order. Demanding you not to speak again is crazy. Like, it's fully your fault. Like, you're just a minimum wage employee, and he's like, if I have to hear another word, well, you're gonna have to, because we have to solve this issue, unfortunately. Pay up or no. Like, what? The man demanded I canceled every product except for the cheapest thing off the list, which was a $3 chocolate bar. I did, but it was over 50 products, and I had to beep the supervisor's card, type the password, and beep the product for every single thing. This process took me 20 minutes at least. That's the most embarrassing thing whenever you have to delete a thing. You have to, like, call someone over and they scan it, like, at self-checkout. They punch in the thing. Yeah, I know what they're talking about, and that, because it's like, why can't I just swipe over and delete it? Or why couldn't the supervisor scan, swipe, delete? It's still a whole process for the supervisor. The man then handed me a $100 bill to pay for the chocolate bar, which I obviously didn't have change for. Okay, then. I could have buzzed the bell that resonates to the whole store and called my manager, but I decided to forget that existed. I buzzed a little siren below the cashier's table that only buzzes to the other cashier. But there were none, since the man was the only customer and everyone had other chores to do. So no one heard it besides me. The man and his daughter. Uh-oh. That's awkward. I even saw one of my colleagues a few feet away restocking the shelf, but couldn't tell we were having an issue, so he didn't offer to help. I would have been like, excuse me. I would have been like,
Billy, come over here right now and get me some help right now.
Back up, you're taking this over. I will keep stocking the shelf. I kept buzzing that little siren, looked at the man, and shrugged as if I were doing everything I could. It went on 10 more minutes, I kid you not, and he finally got impatient. I don't have all day. I'm sorry, sir. You're trying to pay a $3 chocolate bar with a $100 bill. I don't have $97 in change. If you have smaller bills, we can do this quicker. Exactly. Period. Let him know. I have 5s, 2s, 20s, 10s, everything you need, but I'm not helping you in any way. Over what? Over online? What? I'm sorry then, but you have to wait for the manager. Eventually, said manager came downstairs to check everything, and I asked him to get change for me. As he was trying to get smaller bills from that 100, he whispered a-hole, which I replied with, you have no idea. Once that customer was gone, I told the manager what happened and started crying. Oh no! He said I could have called him and he would have handled the situation for me. But he laughed and he was very proud with the way I handled that situation myself. I fully do not blame you for crying at all, because like I said in the last one, I would have done the same thing. With any of these interactions, I would immediately start crying, and that's just so, like, over something that That's not the minimum wage employees thing. Not even a manager there could have fixed it. Nothing. And also, what he could have done is just been like, okay, if he would have heard you out and if it was just an online thing, he could have left, ordered everything online, went back in, and would have got the deal that he wanted. So I don't understand. Because that's what's something I would do. Like, if I went in somewhere, but also I mobile order everything, but like if I went into somewhere and they're like, oh no, it's in-app only, I would still go on the app. I would not throw a whole fuss. But also, like, he's only holding himself up with that. Like, he was such a douche for that, and he's also holding himself up. So that's his issue. Why, when it comes to minimum wage workers, do people suddenly become so hostile? I feel like that's just so crazy to me. Or any workers. Like, why whenever we're in an environment where you're paying someone, do people become hostile? Because it's like, you don't, just because you're paying them, there's still certain lines of respect you have to have from human to human. Mostly adult to adult, maybe adult to child, like anything. Like, what? I don't think there's any children working, but you get what I mean. Okay, this one is called The Express Lane and the Woman with 100+ Items. This is interesting because I haven't seen an Express Lane in so long because I do self-checkout. I'm a self-checkout girl. But Express Lane never made sense to me because I never saw anyone with the correct amount of numbers in Express Lane, I don't think. So I work at a grocery store and I was working the Express Lane. 12 items or less. But we were usually okay with 13 or even 14 items. Okay, that's valid. And this lady comes up with a huge cart with probably close to 150 items. Definitely a huge order and way over the limit. I think it's so crazy how people can look at carts and say how much stuff is in there, like number-wise, quantity-wise. I don't think I could do that. Maybe that's a test I should do. Like, walk past people and see if I can guess how many things they have, and then I take a picture, and then I actually count. I just don't know, like, when people, like, when the Express Lane came around, or, like, whenever I'd walk past people, I'd be like, I don't know, maybe they have that amount. I don't know. It is busy and not close to Black Friday busy, but probably that's why it says Black Friday. Probably 5-10 customers in line. Note, I am the only express cashier there. The other 2 express lanes are closed. So I tell her that I'm sorry and I can't help her, but there are another 10 lanes plus self-checkout, damn, open to assist her, but she isn't having it. She starts yelling at me for not helping her. The business is a disgrace and that corporate will be hearing about this. Again, I tell her that this is an express lane and there's a large amount of customers. The line has grown, waiting for service. In a huff, she leaves my lane, pulling back to one of the first open lanes. I sigh and continue to work away, assisting customers who are a nice bunch. Aw, nice. Glad to hear that. There's more of this lady. Then, as it gets less busy, I am stacking baskets in front of my till for the curtsy clerks. My manager comes up to me and explodes. What? My till for the courtesy clerks? Are those the people that bag the stuff? I don't know. She tells me that apparently I refuse to help and discriminate against a customer. She was white like me. Okay, well, that I had purposely put the reputation of the business at risk and to stop doing anything and help a customer immediately when asked. And this was my first warning. She left with a warning about never wanting to hear about this again. Sigh. Finishing the baskets, I go to my till to clean one of the counters and I see the customer at the door. She smiles at me and I see a glint in her eye and she leaves the store. So that is why I got yelled at for not helping a customer deliberately trying to break store rules.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
I want to know who said it was discrimination, first of all. Second of all, I feel like the manager should be like, why weren't they helping you? And I just want to know what she said. Because why would the manager not explain that to employee? So if I was the employee, I'd be like, okay, well, what did she tell you? Because she had 150 guys. She had a whole basket in the express lane, and I'm sure the other lanes were probably not as busy in line-wise because that's always the case. Usually express lane has the longest line, but also I feel like it evens out because more items, less people. More people, less items. So it's probably the same amount of wait time. You're the one that's screwing it up, lady. So that's for her to get that. I don't understand again. Why do people have to get their lick back on employees like that? On something small like that? I don't know if I've ever told a manager. I don't know if I've ever left a bad review. I don't anyone has ever done me so dirty where I've thought like I have to ruin their life. I've thought that about other things, not in customer service though. I just don't understand. Where does this rage come from? Do you not like seek therapy? Like there's something going on in that woman's life that she's so mad over express lane? Okay. Download BetterHelp. Use code Taylor. Just kidding. I don't have a code yet. Black Friday bag search. So it's my first Black Friday working retail. I've heard the stories and I'm pretty sure I'm prepared enough that I'll be able to get through it without too many headaches. I work at a well-known upscale store on the main line. Okay, fancy. It's not in a mall or anything. It's on its own standalone building. So while our BF is busy, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that means. It's not mall crazy. I respect the hell out of all of you that are working retail in mall or a huge retailer. I hope your day wasn't too bad. True. This was posted 9 years ago. That's so crazy because times really have changed that it's like, does it even get that crazy anymore? Does it? Like, please let me know. I want to know. Imagine people fight online now on Black Friday. That would be iconic. Imagine Zoom Black Friday sales or like live chat Black Friday sales. Oh, how much did I have to pay to see that? This woman calls about 5 minutes before the end of my shift. Boom, I'm gonna hang up. And she immediately starts in her story. I'm in the fitting room, the one with the key, and the one who's too busy to really touch the phone. But here we are. Oh, okay. 5 minutes before the shift over is too. Damn. She says she left her bag on the curb outside and could we go retrieve it for her to pick up later. Not her purse, her shopping bag. Below is basically how the conversation plays out. Okay, thanks, Queen. Thanks for the text dialogue. It was just so crazy. I put my baby in the car and then totally drove off without the bag. I left it right on the curb. Could you grab it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Where did you leave it exactly? Well, it didn't have any parking. She immediately... Well, you didn't have any parking in your store or across in the lot, so I parked down the block across from the Wawa on the side that street. Bruh. Oh, I'm so sorry, but unfortunately we're not supposed to leave the store. It's really crazy here today, and I'm sure you can imagine. My managers don't want us leaving the store even on our breaks. Well, damn, they said no breaks. I said, I'm tired of working, Grandpa. Are you serious? That's ridiculous. You must be able to take a minute and slip out. Goes on for a very long time about how this just isn't possible at the moment. Could you ask a customer, get a good Samaritan to go check for me? I'm sure someone would do that. I don't really think I can do that. Like I said, it's really busy today as it is Black Friday, and I'm not sure there's anything else I can really do for you. Just go ask, just try. Get your manager, do something. Girl, it's not her responsibility. At this point, I take her number and I tell her I'll try and get off the phone. As I'm sure you've imagined, my shift ended and I ended up running outside, down the block, up the street. No, I didn't imagine that. I would have laughed. I wouldn't have even thought about that lady again. Sorry, that's mean, but like, just to find out that her bag had indeed been taken. Duh. At Wawa, of course. I called her back, apologized, and after all that extra stuff I did off the clock for this woman who would not let me go, she says, really? Well, that's ridiculous. I'm a good customer and I just spent $40. Okay, girl, pop off. In your store, is there anything that you can do about this? Give me another sweater? Reimburse me? What are you going to do? I've never been so pleased to say, not our property, not our problem, to a customer before. Damn, how many times you say that? I want to know the other stories if you're saying that. Moral of the story, don't leave your bags on the sidewalk. Someone commented at least she wasn't asking you to look for her child. That's valid. I just think it's so crazy that it's not even like, I left it outside the store and it's gone. Oh, no, it was on our property, ma'am. That's so sad. Maybe we can do something. No, it was across the street over there, like, I would have not done that, and that, like, you are so nice. You are so nice. If someone told me that they walked, I wouldn't have even called Walmart. At that point, I would have called Wawa and been like, can you, check outside? And if someone at Walmart did that for me, I would literally be, oh my gosh, you did not have to do that at all. Why are people, again... Like, why do you think that they owe you another sweater because you lost it? Why? That's not your fault. That is your fault. That's not your fault, original poster. It's not, like... But again, I want to know how many times you're saying not our property, not our problem, and I don't, like, is that some sort of, like, retail slang? Not slang, but, like, is that something that they use a lot? Is that, like, a retail term? I've never heard it because no one has to say it to me because I'm not that crazy. Just saying. That's why I don't know it. This nice little short and sweet to end it. I've escaped retail hell, but this will always stick with me. Damn. One of my first Black Fridays. I was working from 4 a.m. until 2 to 3 p.m. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Yeah, really shout out to Black Friday workers. If they are still doing their thing out there and it's still crazy, oh my gosh, big shout out. This instance occurred right around the 1 p.m. mark, so all the I've had been lost. That's valid. Because it's also all the stuff's gone, whatever. Uppity stuck up. Whoa! Comes to the counter clutching our Black Friday ad, which compromised of mostly doorbusters. She has the front page out, which was all doorbusters that ended at 9 a.m., but she had it folded in such a manner that it hid the sales end at 9 a.m. Okay? I don't think anything of it. I grab her item and ring her up. That'll be $43.19, please. They literally labeled it uppity stuck up. Raising her voice, no, it won't. It's on sale. Actually, it's not on sale anymore. That was a doorbuster. Yelling and slamming down the ad, making sure to keep the time hidden. Can you read? What does the price right here say? It says $19.99. That's not $43.19 then, huh? Crazy. Really is crazy. I unfold the ad that shows the time. Ma'am, what does that say? Until 9 a.m. Suddenly much quieter. Ma'am, what time is it? 1 o'clock. That'll be $43.19. Damn, and you didn't even add anything else. That's It's so great because honestly, I don't blame people because I didn't realize doorbusters, they were called doorbusters because it's like they end early on Black Friday. I didn't realize that. I don't blame her for trying. I can't blame a girl for trying. Getting mad. You know what I mean? Like if I was like, oh, is it not $19.99? And if they're like, no, it ended at 9 a.m. I'd be like, oh, okay. I would accept it. You know what I mean? Or I'd be like, oh, never mind. Thank you though, and walk away. But it's like getting so mean about it again. Like why? You're so confident for what? Like you know he's gonna have to know the time. We live in time where that shit ain't gonna be wrong. You know what I mean? Like there's not gonna be a mistake made like that. But if you do get away with it, you're lucky. But like raising your voice, you are doing something wrong, so why are you getting so mad? I'm not gonna, you're not the worst story here, but you're also still wrong. So like, but I'm glad that you just like, you just killed her with like very simple, I was gonna say kindness, but you just like shut her up like so in such a satisfying way. What does that say? Until 9 a.m. What time is it? 1 p.m. Bam. Like, can I give you a big kiss for that? Because that's 10 years ago? Damn. I wonder if people get eaten up like that anymore at Black Friday. They need to be. Hopefully you got those Black Friday deals if you care about them. And don't be any of these people. Hopefully you weren't any of those people. I need to do Christmas shopping. I haven't thought about any single gift I could get anyone. Now realizing by the time that you're watching this video, it is like well into like I need to order something for everyone. And I miss when... I'm not gonna say it. Anyways, I can't wait for Santa to bring me all my presents. I love Santa, and I'm on the good list this year. These people are on the naughty list. These people are crazy. Also, when you're giving someone a gift after putting up such a fight like this, do you not feel bad? It's like a dirty gift. You know what I mean? Like when you put up a fight over shit like that for Black Friday. You know, like whenever I buy a gift out of my hard-earned money and like it's a good experience buying it, I feel so good. I feel so happy. Like if you go through such a hard time and like, being such a like. Do you not feel ashamed giving that gift? Anyways, thank you for watching this week's video. I have to go decorate for Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I'll see you guys next week. As always, happy, stay hydrated. Peace out. I love you guys. Bye.